All right, next we're gonna go over is gonna be your hip hike. So when we go into a hip hike, you can use a stepper like this. You can use your stairs. You could use whatever that's gonna raise this leg up off the ground, right? So you want one leg floating. So with a hip hike, you can see I have a soft bend in this leg. Now from this side, I'm gonna kind of just keep my toe pointed up, and I'm gonna work on raising it up, right? So I'm squeezing my side obliques, and then I'm gonna work on dropping this leg all the way beneath the opposite leg. So you can see I still have a soft bend in this leg, right? And then you're going to work just the movement. So you can see if I put my hand here on my hip, I'm dropping the hip. So the left side is dropping below my right side, and then it's raising up. Soft bend, drop, raising up. All right, so how does this come into play? So once you gain mobility in your hip, to the degree that you want for your particular goals, there's certain exercises that I like to incorporate, like the hip airplanes, which I'm sure you've probably seen those throughout social media. With hip airplanes, again, good lateral shifting of your hips is necessary, in my opinion. So from this position, right, you're going to think about sliding that hip up as you bring your leg out over to the side and basically open up those hips. Now, if you're into martial arts and kicking high, you have to be strong in this position, right? So that incorporates and that it requires you to squeeze those obliques and really work that side hip area, right? Now, from this position, you could practice your kicks and you could come back out if you're into martial arts. If not, you're just working your regular mobility. You could, again, work just that hip airplane, right? Opening up the hips and then closing them down. Now you're thinking, all right, well, I don't really need those. I don't practice martial arts. Think about if you're going to pick up something off the ground, all right? If I'm just going to pick up something off the ground, you can see my hips have to shift downwards, right? So again, that same position, if I'm going to pick something off the ground, I have to shift my hips. I have to internally rotate and shift my hips down, right? So you can see how just the ability for you to move your hips up and down, right? Lateral shift is very important in your everyday life, and how it transfers over into exercise, and then also how it transfers over into any type of martial arts and kicking and things like that that you may like to do. All right, so give that hip hike a shot. Let me know what you think.